In this video, I'm going to walk through how to add an emergency contact for a client in ClientTrack. So note that I'm in the training database, so when you see James Bond, that's why. This is kind of where we can play around and put in some information that isn't actually factual. So what we're going to do, there's two different ways to be able to get to emergency contacts. One is if you happen to have an emergency contacts dashboard element, which it'll depend on which work group that you have. The dashboard will look a bit different. You could just click on emergency contacts here. Alternatively, in my case, I can scroll over edit client and then emergency contacts there. I could also go up and I could search for, so I guess there's three. I could search for emergency contacts and click on it, and that'll take me to. Note that I'm dealing with the emergency contact for whoever is currently selected as the client. Now, since I've got three emergency contacts, I'm actually gonna, in this case, you won't be able to, but I'm gonna delete out a couple of these because we don't need three emergency contacts. I've probably just done a number of intake workflows that required me to add emergency contacts over the time. And notice I do want to note that I could just go in and edit an emergency contact here if like their information was updated. I'm going to delete them all out, and then I'm going to add a new emergency contact. So I'll click Add New, and the type or description defaults to emergency, and that's what I want it to be. Relationship, you kind of pick the one that best fits. So let's say that this is their spouse. So there is spouse here. So a boyfriend or girlfriend, I guess would be like other non-family. So the choices aren't, there's not a choice for every single relationship, so you'll have to kind of pick the one that fits best. So we'll say it's Jill Bond. Of course, James Bond never has a spouse. He is, well, we won't get into that in this video. Then you'll want to put in their phone number. You have to put in at least their phone number. And obviously that's not a real phone number, but I'm just entering something in. And then it's also helpful if you happen to have the address to put that in, just in case you need to correspond to them. But the most important thing is to have their name, relationship, and phone number. Those are the required things. Then hit save. And now when I go back to the client dashboard, I will see the new emergency contact here. So that's how you add an emergency contact, and also how you would go in and edit an emergency contact.